and I'll just completely jump in, and then I'll be
Yeah,
there sitting, negative, negative. Then it starts retracing, keeps on going lower.
yeah,
Then I'm like, fuck, I'm out. You know what? I'll close it.
yeah.
You
Fuck
know.
that. Yeah. So
Mhm.
what what pair are you trading?
I trade like I keep before I used to jump around a lot. Now I like literally stick to like five charts, 5, 6 that I look at. But the main, like if I'm looking at a pair for that
Yeah.
day, I stick to that pair, and I'll probably jump over to one or two afterwards. But
Yeah.
not during the same trade. Like if I place one trade on GBP, I'm not gonna go to gold, right afterwards.
Right. Right.
I'll wait it. I'll see how that's going along, and after maybe like an hour or two, I'll probably jump onto gold or something like that. See how that's
Okay.
going along. You know.
Okay. So you trading gold. You trading what else?
GBP AUD,
GBP. So GA
uh,
gold, and what else?
GY. I mean GJ.
GJ. Okay. Okay. So that's smooth. GJ, GA, and then gold. Those are three volatile pairs, bro. So that's
Yeah.
really all you need. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mm,
if you think of each pair as a single investment that you're making,
mhm.
then it's like, yo, like, all I gotta do is cash out on, one of these pairs. And the thing is, since they're so volatile, is like, what's your position size usually?
You Before I went up to my count of 2,800, no 2,100,
Okay.
and I was telling you about that whole gold thing. Like gold was just fluctuating all last week,
Right.
and me being such a hard headed, if you will, our price was like 1,880 something like that, and I was hoping for it to get to like 1,900. It retested
Right.
it once, and it was
So
coming back down.
so what information like did the charts give you that you thought it was gonna go to like 1900?
That it basically it jumped up to the 20 to broke 1900 price level, and
Okay.
actually kept on continuing up to 1911, and
Okay.
eventually came back down to the eight, settling out to the end of the day like around 1892, 1891.
Okay.
And I had jumped in around, when it had retraced back down to the lower level before it closed out. Like
Right.
before it closed down, like around like 4 p.m. It had
Right.
closed down at 1892, whatever. So um I was basically, how can I say it? It formed a new higher high at the 1911, if you will, 1910,
Hmm.
around there, like around the H1 or M30 time frame, and it came back down, pretty spiked down, pretty fast to the making a lower high, like around early, like 1890 something, 96.
Okay. Okay.
And then that's when I started jumping in, and then
Right.
it
But
started going
what
up a
what
little
lot
bit.
sizes is you using?
At that point, I had my first position was a point one, and then the second
Okay.
position was a point five, standard. My first position.
Hmm.
Then I used the point five lot size, a 50 cent lot size. My second position,
Hmm.
and then I just gradually started adding on, and then eventually got to a little bit of profit. When it started lowering, I had when it came back down to the 1880 something percentile, I was already negative on my first two positions.
Hmm.
And when it came back even lower, I had like basically formed a lower high. So I
Hmm.
had put in a little bit more positions, but I started using less lot size. I started using like a
Hmm.
point 15 was another position. And once it formed the lower low, like the lowest possible point, that was like the lowest position I had gotten into. That was just my third position, was at the lowest point, and then it went
Hmm.
up a little bit. I jumped in again with like I think it was like a point 30. Now that I had a little bit more margin.
Okay.
At that point, my account was about 1,800. Then I used the point 40. It went up a little bit more, and then I placed like another. I think was I had a little bit more margin at that point. I placed another point 3. So at
Hmm.
that point, I was already at the point 5, and my first two
So are
positions
you
down here
scaling in?
were already
So
on a little profit.
are you scaling in to get to a certain lot size, or are you just scaling in? Like what confirmations are you getting that's making you like keep scaling in, even though that you're seeing that you're in the negative?
I was on the eight. I looked at the H4 time frame, the higher time frame, and I saw that it had just spiked, and then it was just exhausted. Sellers, I mean buyers were getting jumping back in, exhausting the sellers on
Hmm.
the H4 time frame. So I was
Okay.
like, okay, I started putting in a little bit more, and
Hmm.
it ended up forming like about a long doji, like about this big, like a
Right.
huge long wick and a little small body of a doji.
Right.
And I thought it was gonna continue onwards, but it had just made another spike to the sell zone. And at that
Yeah.
point,
That
I was
happens
already
sometimes. Because what
exactly.
happens, even with what you're saying, right? What you're explaining to me, like what
Mhm.
happens a lot of times is being on that H4 time frame, right? And you see that much exhaustion. Because what you're explaining to me from like my candlestick anatomy, I would think something like a hammer type candle, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, I have a
And
can.
what that does on those higher time frames, especially if you're coming down from a lower high point, you'll have that major retracement on a lower time frame, right? So it
Hmm.
can retrace, for instance, let's say that 30-minute time frame could retrace all the way back to like a 78.6 retracement level, 88.6 retracement level, right? On using a Fibonacci tool. But what that's telling you is that okay, the 30-minute had a major retracement, but it never broke that lower high point. So it all it's going to do is take that much longer time for those sellers to come back into the market to continue with that overall push to the downtrend, because every time frame has its
Oh,
own structure. You see what I'm saying?
yes.
So the 30-minute structure could have that big ass retrace, right?
Hmm.
But the 4 hour could still maintain that selling pressure to where that 100% lower high point that was on that 30-minute was never
Hmm.
really broken. It only came here. So it retraced all the way back, but it didn't break 100%. It only came maybe 78.6, maybe even 88.6, right? But that
Yeah.
all that's doing is if it doesn't break that lower high point, it still maintains that selling pressure. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can understand that. Basically, that's just giving more, showing that basically showing sellers that buyers there wasn't enough buying pressure to break that
To
zone.
break that resistance, because what you would want to wait for, because right, if I see that hammer on the 4 hour time frame before
Yeah.
I get ready to enter, even though I'm seeing a bunch of sellers exhaustion, I'm going to go on that 30-minute time frame onto my entry time frame to make sure that I see some type of break of resistance first. So that means it broke a previous high point, and then it
Mm,
came back to retest to make support along that previous resistance, because now what that does, that validates that H4 time frame. You see what I'm saying?
okay, I
That's
see what
what you
you're saying.
got to
Yeah.
do, because remember, it's always seconds lead to minutes, right?
Yes,
So even in
exactly.
this scenario, it's going to be 30 minutes lead to the H4. So I
Mm,
got to go on the M30 to make sure that it's validated on that H4 time frame. Because like you said, even with this example, just because it shows that hammer pattern on H4 doesn't mean that the market has to push up right then and there. It can still
mm,
maintain that overall downtrend, on that lower time frame. And then what'll happen is it'll take more time on the H4 because it's 4 hours for that
yes.
momentum to kick back in and then continue that downtrend.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So, regardless of which, I would still have to wait, even on the M30, if it had broken, spiked up and broken up, came down to retest that broken level and actually shoot up. I would still have to wait on the H4 time frame to really
No,
get
no,
the
no, no,
confirmation.
no, 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 no. On
Okay.
H4, you already seen what you needed to see, right? You
Okay.
already seen the hammer. So
Okay.
now our workflow is okay. Let's go down to that M30 time frame, right? See that lower high point is broken, that previous lower high point, because now it's retracing, right? We want to
Mm,
see that area broke, right? Fully broke, meaning two bullish candles. A bullish candle formed on that level of resistance, and then another bullish candle formed after that level of resistance, now letting us know that that area is broken, right? So now that it's broken, we still understand that we can't get in just yet, because once it breaks resistance, that means
mm,
if it broke a high, it's going to find a new high. And once it finds that new high, we got to wait for it to come back and make that higher low, because that's our entry base point, right? Because that higher low, that new higher low point along
yeah.
that resistance now, that's
Yeah.
that's confirmation, that's confluence, because we have resistance, now we have support. So that's a strong area that price wants to reject now. And now what we're looking for is some type of bullish variation via bullish engulfing, 2-3 candles that's showing us that it's more bullish momentum alongside that broken resistance. So now that we could get in with confidence, you see what I'm saying? Not so
Okay, I
much
see what you're saying.
and it's an entry base point. It's not so much getting in at the breakout. You're waiting, you're being patient, because we're understanding that it's more of a long-term move that we're trying to go for, not just a quick spike up. Because like you said, if you get in Soon as that resistance break, yeah, you might catch 10, 15 pips, but right after it's gonna retrace because it has to come make that higher low. It has to come back and retest. See what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Sometimes I feel like I jump in at that point and I end
Mm-hmm.
up holding on to a loss almost. Like I'm just
Exactly.
getting negative, and then I'm just like that's what happened to me in gold. And then
Mm-hmm.
that one lot size position bit me.
Mm-hmm.
Closed out. My account was at 1,200 with like five other positions, like 4 or 5 other positions, but none of
Mm-hmm.
them were like full lot size. But it probably added up to probably 1.3. Probably I
Okay.
all it up to all my other positions.
Okay.
So I felt like at that point, I was just holding to see like, what, I'll try to get this much back.
Yeah.
And long
And now
story
you
short,
in recovery mode.
that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
It bit me in the ass. I'm at $65 right now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? All that money,
Okay.
yeah. And then I just kept like that day I was like, fuck. I'm at like I think I was like probably like 200 at that point after
Mm-hmm.
all those positions.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what it was, man. I feel like sometimes that greed effect, that also that like taking a loss and trying to
Mm-hmm.
recover that back in the same day. Some like I try to
Yeah.
have that rule, like after 3 hours, walk away. You know what I mean? After I
Yeah.
take my third
Yeah.
out, I try to walk away.
Yeah. And
And
the biggest thing in all of this, even with some students that I've been working with, is just having that system, man. Just really believing, like having a structured system
mhm,
that you believe in, that you back tested, that's been proven profitable through your back testing, right? And being able to stick to that system and just understand that, okay, if the market's going against me right now, it's not necessarily me taking this loss. It's just that the market isn't lining up with my system right now. You see what I'm saying? So think about it
okay,
as a business. Think about it, in that sense. You know what I mean? Like if
mhm,
things are going wrong with the business, you're not just going up and be like, oh yeah, like it was an expensive L or whatever the case is. It's just like, all right, the best way to cut your losses early is to be like, okay, this isn't working with my system. Let me just be patient and chill and just analyze. And that's why, like most of the people, and how I even learned is just, bro, you want to analyze, 80% of the time. So that way, even when you are actively trading,
mhm.
your mind is so used to analyzing that is you're going to be able to just flow with the market. You see what I mean? Versus
Yeah,
chasing the market, and especially once you lose money, trying to chase those wins back, because it's like soon as you close out, and whether it's red or blue, the trade's over. You see what I'm
yeah,
saying?
exactly.
Also, another thing that helps me, um, even when it comes to lot sizes, risk management, things like that, understand how much you initially invested. Right? You want to understand how much did I initially invest into this account. If I initially invested $500 and I'm in a trade and it's running and I'm up, let's say $300, so now I got $800 floating equity. Right?
Yeah,
It's all equity, $300 equity. So that $300, that's extra money, that's equity, that's not my money that I invested. You see what I'm
of course.
saying? So
Yeah, it's still
even
in the
when it
market.
comes, exactly, so even when it comes to say, okay, I closed out 800, right, and then I hop in gold and I'm down 150, I shouldn't feel any emotions because I'm down
Mhm.
150, because I still haven't lost my initial investment. You see what I
Yes.
mean? Like, and once you start thinking about it in terms of that, it'll help you start to really detach from the money, right? And
Yeah.
then you start to be able to hold trades longer. You'll be able to not so much go for, okay, this quick spike or whatever the case is like, yo, I want to ride the move. I want to catch the move. And that's why even with me, a lot of times I don't even look at the profits. I turn my MT4, I turn it to points. You see what I'm saying?
Really.
So I'm looking at it as
Okay.
points. I'm not even looking at it as profit until I'm damn near ready to close out and it hit IG or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
so that's what helps me. And then also understanding what time frame do you want to be on 80% of the time, right? Because me, like,
Okay.
I've been taught to be on H4, right? So that's where, like, because you make money off the higher time frames. Like you could be
Ex-
on M5, M15 and having that scout mentality, but you're putting hella risk on your account, hella
that.
risk on your psyche. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? When it's like, yo, I could catch the same, because and then just understanding how this game works, right? Like understanding that each time frame has its own structure. So the same way M5 have its structure and you can catch moves on M5, if you be a little bit more patient, you can catch those same moves on H4 and the profit's going to be way bigger. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. That's the part. I feel like US 30. I got started fucking around with the US 30 as well
Okay.
a few months back because that's really I invested $400.
Okay.
My concept like early August was when I fully
Yeah.
was like, okay, I've been practicing back testing. I'm gonna put $400 in. I
Right.
grew those $400 to about $8,900, and so I was like, I was souped, you know. I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, that's a big change, you know what I mean? Especially on me, I'm on UE, you know what I mean?
Right.
I'm
Okay.
on,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So I'm taking advantage of the whole fact of this, and instead of going to trying to find shit like that, I invest
Hmm.
8, 10 hours on this, you know.
Right.
Sometimes I be playing with my boys. By 1, 2 o'clock, I'm like, yo, I'm off for this. I get off,
Yep.
and I end
Yep.
up breaking night till the next day to like about 10, 12, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Sleep for like 4 or 5 hours, do what I
Yeah.
gotta do, and I get back on like around 9,
Yeah.
10. See what's
That
up.
trader's life. Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm in this, you know what I mean? I'm not
Yeah.
gonna fucking want to give up on this. So
Yeah.
those that hit of $8,900 when I lost it on US 30, I put I think was it like a point, it was like a point 15 or something like that, or
Right.
a point 10, some huge amount instead of using a point 5 or something like that, and I
Yeah.
let it run. I
And
let
that's
it
the
run. I
other
knocked.
thing that I like to do too is like instead of putting a bunch of weight on one price, I try to, especially
Yeah,
because if I'm going for like a longer term move, what I'll try to do is break up break up my lot size. So if I want to do a standard, if I know I want to do a standard, then I'll break that up into 3, 4 different trades. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll break it up like
yeah,
point 0.3 here, and then it going, going profit, and I see the same type of entry base point on the same time frame that I entered on, another point 0.3, same area. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that way I'm diversifying uh how I
mm,
use my lots. I'm not just putting a bunch of weight on one price. You see what I'm saying? So if it go against me, it's
yeah.
stupid red, stupid whatever. Like, no, like you said,
Mhm.
I'll start out with something slight, but the thing is, even when doing that, you always want to have the most of your weight at the top. You see what I mean? When you're scaling in, you don't want to have point 0.3, point 0.7 standard at the, you know what I'm saying? Because as soon as them standards
Yeah,
go negative, everything else is going negative. You know what I mean?
exactly. That's what ended up biting me in the ass. That US 30, I felt like, and back then I got into this toxic mode of looking at the M5 time frame, you know, like those almost scalping, you know. And I ended up looking in the M1, and I'm like, at times I'm questioning like, yo, I didn't even look at the M1 barely. I look at
Yeah.
the M5, M15 at most, but
Hmm.
to scale to at least entry, I don't use that as a. I'm not supposed to use that as analyzing, you know. And
Right,
sometimes,
right.
you know, again, bad habit of looking at my phone. I took off the MT4 off
Yeah.
my phone at one
Okay.
point, and trading view off my phone to stop
Yeah,
that. You
I had to do that before, man. It's part of the game, bro. And
know.
like
Hmm.
me, my MT4, sometimes I have to put that shit in a whole another folder and like just not even look at it. You know, it happens, bro. Trust me, like it happens to the best. It's a part of the game. But like just being able to push through that, you know what I mean? Push through that and just understand like, okay, how does my mindset need to be? You know, what time, paying attention to detail as far as like what times am I hopping in these trades? You know,
Mm.
do you journal your trades at all? Have you been journaling?
Not so much. There was one time where I had journal trade.
Mm-hmm.
I still got your book right here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? I still got this book. There was only like about 2, 3 times I had journaled on this,
Mm-hmm.
and literally again GA and gold. And at
Yeah.
that time, I had taken a loss.
Okay.
And I think though, I think none of that. I had none of the two times I had journaled the trades.
Mm-hmm.
I had actually taken a profit. I think at one point I put this down and just started kept on trading without it, you know. And
Yeah.
I feel like that probably bit me in the ass too because again I feel like this is what really would help me out with this, you know, like in a
Yeah.
sense point out my wrongs. No, I feel like sometimes I feel like sometimes I have a problem with the greed of like taking profit, you know, that
So
really
what's a
like
good number? Like, what's a good number for you though? Like, have you sat with that?
what do you
Like,
mean?
what's the like for you, far as profit wise? You know what I mean? Because you saying you having this greed effect. Like, do you have a set goal? Like, set goals that you're trying to hit every week? Do you have set PIP goals, profit goals that you're trying to hit monthly? You know what I mean? Like, cause that's gonna stop. That's gonna help you stop with your greed. Is you being able to write down like, okay, I caught. You know, I made 350 today. I made 500 today. I made 1100 for the week. Like, is that enough for me? Is that enough for my lifestyle? Like, is that enough for what I have going on as far as bills or whatever the case is, right? Like you have to really do a self-analysis and understand like why am I trading in the first place? Am I trading just to be in this game? Am I trading for the long haul? You know what I'm saying? Even when I say
Mhm.
track your trades, I'm not so much talking technically. I'm talking self-analyzation. Like, like, all right, got in gold. My first account was at 500. I'm floating equity 150 right now. I check the time. I'm in the middle of London session. 4 hour time frame looks like this. Daily looks like this. My bias is this. I entered on this time frame. My TP goal is this. Like checking it back again. All right, now it's NY session is 8 a.m. I'm 50 pips in profit. I don't have any anxiety right now. Like whatever the case is, like just really
Yeah.
self-analyzing so that way you can actually see your emotions. And then what happens is you can go back, after the
Mhm.
trade is done or a couple trades later and go back and be like, okay, how did I handle this trade? How did I handle things when I seen this head and shoulders pattern or this triple top? Like what did it mean when US 30 shot up and gold started to make lower high points? Like, like just being able to dissect, and really be a researcher, really be a scientist of what it is that you're trying to get out of it, is because that's how you get to the next level, bro. You gotta like the niggas that's making millions, bro, like they're geeks about this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like they really pay attention to fine details and that's just gonna help you as far as understanding volatility levels, understanding when you should be out, in and out of the market, understanding the relationship between your technical tools that you use, understanding when should you use certain technical tools, on which time frames are you using certain tools. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. I feel like I feel like on that aspect, I am definitely slacking on that end, man. I feel like that's something I have to work on, and I'm taking note on that one. So we take note on that. Yeah, I feel like that my initial investment of $100 this account, like you said, talking about initial investment,
Yeah.
it thinking of it in that terms wise, it definitely helped me out thinking recovering from that loss, that huge loss of $8,900 account I had. Again,
Mm-hmm.
I should have thought about it as it was just equity in the market, rather than it was gonna be my money, my
Right.
bills that
Because when you
taking care
thinking
of.
about it as just equity, especially when you up that much, you're
Hmm.
not gonna be chancing taking them kind of chances. You see what I'm saying? Like you're
Yeah,
not. I'm up equity. I'm up $800, bro. Like yeah, I might risk a certain percentage of that profit now. You see what I'm saying? Of that,
yeah,
because now my thing is once I put money in, bro, I don't want to have to keep putting money in anymore. Now
exactly.
that I put my initial investment in, I'm trying to just take money out. You see what I'm saying? Because if you keep having to put money in, it's like, yo, are you the investor, or they just making money off of you now at this point? You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
exactly.
And
Yeah.
a good investor wants to start with, as minimal as possible, but keep it juiced up enough to where you can make something off of it, right?
Hmm.
And that's all we trying to do, man. Like, so once you had that initial investment, it's like, boom, I got that. That's locked in. I've surpassed that. I have equity now. And now I just want to play strictly off equity. I want to use house money. Same thing with like when you go to the casino. I don't want to use my money no more. Once I get my chips up, I want to
Yeah,
use all the house money. You see what I'm saying?
exactly. I for the most part I never actually went to a casino, but I can understand that mindset. You don't want
But
to,
yeah, yeah,
you know what
definitely.
I'm saying? You don't want to lose your fucking bread. You know what I mean? And
Yeah, initial investment. Nah, I just showed up with this. I just showed up with this to let y'all know that I came here to play. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? That's it.
Hmm.
But y'all
No,
ain't
yeah,
taking
man.
my money.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. You're just trying to go out with more money,
Because you
a
really
bigger
gotta
set.
realize, bro, like those charts that you see in the candlesticks, those are other retail sellers, buyers and sellers. You see what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
that's all that you're doing when you're putting your money in there. Somebody else is taking your money. You know what I mean? Like you're not just losing to the market. You're losing to somebody else who was able to be more dynamic in the markets, who understood the volatility levels, who understood which direction they wanted to go, and had the patience and perseverance to really wait on the results that they wanted to see and was confident at the end. That's all it is. Did I lose you? You
Hello?
good?
Oh,
Yeah, can you
okay,
hear me
now we
now?
got it. Yeah, I can hear
Yeah.
you now. You had froze a bit, but
Yeah.
I feel like my confidence levels takes a hit whenever I take a loss,
Hmm.
especially now. Like I had lost that recent account to gold, and
Okay.
I had just kept on jumping in,
Nah.
and sometimes I felt like I'm an idiot because I was at one point that 5 cent that 50 cent lot size was up probably like $300 in total. I was probably from after my closeout position of that standard,
Yeah.
I was probably up a good 1,000 around there. And then I was just doing the math, like,
So
okay,
you like triple the account damn near. Like,
almost. If my standard was still in there, I would have been up to like 3K. But because of that, I fucked up because again, this is my take the whole take profit is because at
mhm,
that point, I was up 1,100 off of those 5 positions that were negative throughout the whole day. And instead of closing out, like, I think
mhm,
it was like around 10, it was
mhm.
around somewhere in the morning that I was up all that amount, and then I was just started doing the math. I don't even think I have the paper anymore. Okay, at this price level at 8, and I think price was getting to 1887, 1888. It wasn't
Okay.
even full. So I was like, okay, at 1890, all these other positions, how much would I be in profit? Okay, I started doing the math on that. Okay, if it reaches my initial goal of 1900, how much would I be in? And I started doing the math, and I was like, okay, so with
Right.
these positions, I would be in about total amount of 2300, 2200 if my position was open. And at 1890, I would have probably have only had like $1,400. So I was at
Mhm,
$1,100, $1,200, almost to my first um area. But instead, and then I started seeing the market reverse on the lower time
mm,
frames, spike down, and then I saw that 50 cent lot size from the 200 and something amount dollars profit it was,
mhm.
spiked that down to $75, and then at one point instead of being like, oh, take profit, even though I was at that point maybe $800 profit, $900 profit.
Yeah. Like, why not have a stop loss and profit?
Exactly. Yeah. For some reason, I didn't really concept that. That's where the greed effect actually. I felt like I got greedy at that point in time,
Okay.
where I was like, I want this to hit the $1,900 range.
Right. Right.
And at that time, it had went back down. That's when I told you the new 4 hour candle had opened up
Hmm.
and came back down.
Yeah.
So at
You
that
gotta
point, I
protect
was
your.
like,
You gotta protect your assets, bro. That's the number one rule in this shit because that's the only thing you can control. That's the only thing you can control is your stop loss, bro. You see what I'm saying? So it's like understanding where to put your stop loss, where to have it, and then when you're in profit a good amount, like you said, when you seen that you was up, I'm up 800. Why not go ahead and solidify 250, 300, just in case the worst happens. You know what I'm saying? Just like
mm-hmm,
with your stop loss, when you get in that initial trade, you're putting your stop loss in because just in case the worst happen, I know how much I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna lose 250. I'm gonna lose 300. I'm gonna lose 200, depending on how much I'm risking, right?
yeah,
And once I'm in profit, 40 pips or 50 pips or whatever, then it's like, all right, I'm in profit a good amount. I understand. I understand what I'm seeing. Let me go ahead and put my stop loss in profit so that way, just in case, the worst happens, fundamentals come out or anything like that, I'm protecting my assets, right?
yeah, uh huh. That's why I felt like I did it because that past times where I would use a stop loss, I would sometimes see that it would spike down and it automatically just come back up. It was just a
But
little spike.
that's just making sure that you have it in the right space though. Like just because I'm saying put your stop loss in profit, you still got to be able to have room for it to breathe, right? And then far as having an exit plan at that, it's like, all right, even though I have my TP area, I still have to have an exit plan if it's not gonna reach my TP. I gotta understand when do I have to go on that lower time frame, and this just comes from analyzing, going on that lower time frame, digging into the details, right? To
Mm-hmm.
see if structures being broken on those lower time frames because it's a chain effect. If M5 breaks full structure, okay, bet
Exactly.
next thing is gonna break M15. If 15 breaks, M30 is gonna break. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, how much do I want to give back to see if I'm gonna get more?
Exactly.
And me, I'm only giving back 30%. That's all I
Okay. I
want to
see.
see.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want to keep
Definitely.
I want to keep 70% of my profits, to see if I could get more. I don't want to be up 100% on the account and then I let that shit retrace 78% 40%, and now I'm only stuck with 30% when I just saw 1,000. Now I'm only seeing 300. You see what I'm saying?
That's where
Like,
I feel
nah,
like that's why I feel like I fuck up. See the
nah,
money too much. I feel like the money is what's
yeah,
getting me. I'm about to change the MT4 platform to
yeah,
trade points, bro. Because you know what? I
yeah,
feel like I'm changing is definitely fucking me up, bro.
yeah,
And
bro.
seeing when I open up the Trading View app, you see that GBP is up this amount at this time, and then you're like, oh shit, let
Yeah,
me see this. You know, and I
yeah.
feel like that's also what's biting me in the ass. But again, I feel
Yeah,
like
bro. You gotta have your own. Like this shit is like
discipline.
boxing. Yeah, like this shit is like boxing. Like this is a lonely trip, bro. You know, it's
Mm-hmm.
not a lot of people that you're gonna be able to talk to about what you got going on and what you're going through and all of that. That's why I'm telling you, gotta write it out. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta be disciplined in that. You know what I mean? You writing out your emotions, writing out what you see. That's the only way you're gonna be able to correct it because you got to think about it. We're seeing new movements every month, new chart movements every week, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how are you going to understand the patterns if you're not keeping track of them? You know?
You're absolutely right. You know what? Yo, big facts on that, bro. I'm writing that down. I feel like again, I don't. I That's why I feel like ever since I started this whole trading journey, I became a lot of a lonelier person because I don't see my boys so often. I don't
Hmm.
go hang out, smoke with them, drink with them. I don't even fucking
Hmm.
drink like that anymore. Like I got
Hmm.
2 beers here out of 24 case. I
Yeah,
bought
I'm
two
not a
months ago.
drinker at all, bro. I told it out.
I got my bong up there too, and I
Yeah.
got my little rig over here.
Yeah,
I got my
bro.
little rig
Yes,
over here. You know what
sir.
I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I mean, I smoke wax. I smoke wax, and I
Yeah.
got a plug out in Cali. You know
Okay.
what I mean? That shit shit right to my house. Right shit
Yeah.
right to my house.
Yeah.
So pretty dope on that end.
Yeah, bro.
But in that
So
note, I don't. Ever since that, I became a lonelier person, but a lot happier because I'm not out trying to satisfy other niggas, my
nah,
boys. Yo,
bro.
let's go chief
Cause you
this.
got a
Yo,
bigger
cop me.
vision, bro. You got a bigger vision, bro. You got bigger goals, and that's cool, bro. Everybody like everybody not gonna get your walk. You know what I'm saying? And it's not for them to get. Just like it's different pieces on the chessboard. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody not gonna be a king, bro. There's some people I heard that's pawns. Some people that's I heard that's rooks. But it's up to you to identify who's around you and what it is that you want to be. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly. Like I know if I've always ever since a young kid, bro, I've known for a fact I want to own my own stuff. I want to be my own businessman, my own person. You know what I mean? I want people to see me and be like, yo, that's the guy who changed this person's life. You know what I mean? So I know if I die any day, I want people to recognize like, yo, that guy helped homeless people.
Exactly,
My dream
bro.
was always like my end game is always like open a homeless shelter. You know what I mean? Buy a
That's
building,
hard.
have
That's hard.
psychologists there to treat people,
That's
mentally,
hard, bro.
get them a
Hey,
job,
bro. I'll
and
pull
shit like
up,
that.
bro. I'll pull
You
up,
know
bro.
what I mean?
Bro.
You know,
But nah, bro, all of that is possible with the tools that we working with, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just really
exactly.
about having them goals, G. Like that's the first thing you got to sit down. Like, and it's a perfect day because it's Sunday, market open 3 hours. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Just really having them goals. Like, all right, bro, what's my daily pip goals, bro? What's my what's my weekly pip goals? You know what I'm saying? Fuck the money. You know what I mean? Because the money is just a byproduct of me having a certain skill. You know what I mean? That's all I gotta have is be able to have a certain skill level and understand where are my prime opportunities at. Right? I don't have to go chase every bag I see, and that's why bro always say JOMO, like have joy of missing out. Like I missed Bitcoin. Bitcoin shot up over the fucking weekend. I missed that shit. You see what I'm saying? But it's
Yeah,
all right, but I'm not tripping because I'm able to recognize. I'm able to go back test it, see. Okay, Monte, when have I should have been on the charts? When I seen certain consolidation, when I seen certain price points being respected, what entry candle would I have gotten in on? What candle would have gave me enough validation to give me confidence to get into this order? How long did this trend last? So that way, I'm taking account of all of that, bro. So that way, next time I see a setup like that, I know how long I should be holding this trade. You know what I mean? I know if I
hmm,
see a little drawdown in the first 2 hours, I shouldn't trip because I know what the end result could look like. You see what I'm saying? And that's what comes
exactly.
from back testing.
Yeah, I feel like that's also I feel like I don't back test as much.
Hmm.
Um, Also because I feel like sometimes I feel like I lose myself to the M5 as well. The whole I would just build the account off of US 30, but I was looking at the M5. You know what I mean? M5
Okay.
quarter point five, and then let that shit just shoot, close. Let that shit shoot, close. And I feel like I was almost scalping. I
Yeah,
feel that
like
bit
a
me.
motherfucker, bro. Yeah, that
Yeah,
shit
that's
is dangerous.
Exactly. Like, yo, when you were doing that whole thing where you jumped on those two positions, like last week when I that jumped back down and
Mhm,
was retracing up, I was like, oh shit, I'm seeing
mhm,
retrace because it came back up and
mhm,
exhausted that candle. I think it was like on M15,
mhm.
M15 after 30, something like that. And then I was looking at the M5 time frame and they had broke that level, but had just retraced just a little bit.
Yeah,
And at that time I jumped
but
in.
even before I had made that what was I end up making like 1,900 or something on that trade? Yeah, like 900, 950 on that trade, with them 2.03s. Um, I was negative $400 before I went positive. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Hell
Yeah.
yeah, but I won't tripping, bro, because I knew, bro, I won't tripping though. You know what I'm saying? Because even one of my students, me and him both got in the try. I kind of like called it. I was like, bro, I'm about to hop in, and then I was like, bro, I'm gonna get in again. You know what I'm saying? Because and that's when that shit was going against me. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get in again because like I've been in this consolidation zone for a minute, so I know what I'm expecting, and I'm confident. And I had to wait 3 hours before I went positive. Like I was down. I got in the trade, right? That US 30 trade. I was instantly up $300. That
Nice.
shit came back to I was down like a negative 100. And it's like the first 2 hours of the trade, bro. And then I was down negative 400. That's when I got in again, right? That's why I had two different stop losses up there. And I got in again. And then yeah, I waited and I told bro, I was like, man, just give me to like 8 o'clock. Give me to like 8 o'clock, bro. The new day, because I seen how they did, because this is when I had to zoom out, right? I was on a 4 hour, but I had to zoom out on a daily to see where the momentum was and what day of the week it was and stuff like that, right? So I'm adding all of that up in my head and I'm like, all right, the daily looks like this, still hella bearish. I'm not really tripping, you know, so cool. And my TP, I did the math for my TP. I was like, man, it's a good risk. I lose $400, $500. I can make anywhere between like 900 to 1,200. I'm cool with that risk. With my
Yeah.
account size. So it's like, all right, bet. So I was down like 400, bro. By like I would say by the day change, 5 o'clock hit, I was probably up like 150. And that's what both orders in now. Now I'm up 150. By like 8, 9 o'clock, bro, I was up like $950. And that's a good trade to me because I stuck to my system. I honored my stop loss. I was
Mm-hmm.
confident in my trade. You know what I mean? I scaled in, with the same lot size. So I didn't put too much on, you know. And I was still, and like I was telling you with our first example, even though it was starting to retrace, everything on a higher time frame still maintained for that downtrend. So even when I went to the M30, which was what I had entered on, everything still looked good for the downtrend. It was just simply counter trending for right now. And that was pulling back to get more momentum for that downtrend. You see what I'm saying?
I could definitely understand that one, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's why I feel like again, where I was looking at the webinars back then, where it
Yeah.
said everything adds up, where every time frame adds up,
Every
and
time
I feel
frame,
like,
yep.
and that's why I feel like I ended up getting stuck with the M5 and looking at US 30 so much that I felt like
Mm-hmm.
that's only became a pattern to me to really like, oh look at the M30, that the
Too
US 30,
fast. Too
yeah,
fast,
exactly,
bro. Especially the 30, bro. M5, bro, you getting in on this amount of detail, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like a minuscule price point, right? Compared to the bigger picture, right? So it's like I'm only getting in right here when really I'm trying to get all of this move. You see what I'm saying? So
exactly.
I'll get in on M5 and then I'll or M15. Well, M5 if I'm seeing the setup on like H1. But usually I like to stay on M15, M30 just because those candles give me enough validation that the market's actually about to move. You know what I'm saying? Like M5, you get faked out so much because of the spikes and stuff like that, and you forget
Mhm.
what trend you in and stuff like that.
I
But
feel like I
always,
fall in that trap.
al- yeah, always know what time frame you need to be on 80% of the time, and then the time frames that you're just entering off of and need to see momentum pushes and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure you might need to be on because yeah, man, I actually you actually cleared up a lot of things for me, bro. I appreciate that.
Oh, bro, that's what you know what I'm saying. That's the service, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I do this shit. So it's like, anytime, bro. Like that's what I'm trying to do. Like I really want to help people as far as their psychology with the financial markets, whether it's stocks, cryptos, anything like that. And you notice this time we ain't even really hop on charts. I just wanted to feel you out. You know what I'm saying? And see what type of trader you are. See, what realm you're in, far as lot sizes, as far as pairs that you're trading, everything. So that way I could better help you. So next time we get on here, when we get on charts and really start to break shit down, we already on the same page with stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a Wall Street Academy student. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm a
bro.
Academy student,
Yeah, bro.
meaning
I'm hip,
like,
bro. I'm hip, bro. I do my homework. I'm hip,
you know what I
bro.
mean? I just don't have Facebook because me. I got. I'm a dude.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
there was meat out there. I gotta
yeah,
snag out some meat, and my wifey
yeah,
found out, and
yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So
yeah, yeah. I feel that. I feel that. You know that.
no more
That's
Facebook for me. No
cool.
more
Yeah,
Facebook.
yeah. Nah, you gotta leave that alone, G. But
Yeah,
nah, bro. You
exactly.
already know I'm here to help whenever, man. Like whenever, bro. You know what I'm
I
saying? Like,
appreciate you, man. I keep I fuck with you heavy because of the fact that you remind me a lot like Q, because y'all don't have hate on your tongues. You know what I mean? Y'all
yeah,
say how it is. You know what I mean?
yeah,
If you're gonna
bro.
tell a person, I go, I don't fuck with you. You rather tell them to the face rather than the
Yeah,
person turn around or some shit like that.
yeah, bro. And
You know?
everybody been getting battle tested, like I said, bro. Like I've been going through my personal stuff too. So I'm just happy to be back. Like I'm happy, to be able to help you have a laptop that I can help you on, because you I already told you what I was going through. So it's like, shoot, man. That alone, it just lets you know, bro. Like, God is good, and you just got to keep going. Like, just keep going,
Exactly.
bro. Keep pushing through. Because
Mm-hmm.
you never know when that breakthrough gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? It can happen this week, because, like I tell y'all in my book, in the trader journal, bro, like all you gotta have is the right account size, the right
Mm-hmm.
week, and be ready for the right opportunity. G.
This right here, those words
Yes,
right
sir.
there is what helped me out so much, bro. That gave me that confidence. I
Yeah,
bought
bro.
this book and it gave me literally the confidence. I felt reading it. Like at one point when I was doing that in August, before I even jumped on the trade, I would look at this. I'll
Yeah,
read this back and forth 3-4 times. All right,
yeah.
let me analyze now. Now I got my mind. Now I got my head leveled
Yes,
up. You know what I
sir.
mean? I feel like it
Yes, sir.
takes my head out of my own ass. You know what I mean? It
Yeah,
makes me
yeah.
level headed.
Humble,
You know,
bro. Humbled you,
chief up
bro.
and
Yeah,
I'll say I
bro.
chief up and then calm down a bit. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
So
bro. So that's all you need, bro. Lock in with that. Lock in with them goals, bro. You know what I'm saying? And
mm-hmm.
you know, just really be patient and have confidence. Figure out them opportunities where you're gonna be more probable. You see what I'm saying? Like, even if you see something that's like, damn, I just seen it or whatever, but is this a probable place for me to get in? Right? Am I moving with the main momentum? You know what I'm saying? And I guarantee you, bro, you'll see better results for sure. You know.
Hell yeah, I'm literally gonna put all this into work, bro. I'm gonna start back testing and writing down everything, bro. Because I feel the journaling. I feel like I definitely need to write
Big key,
that down because
big
again,
key, bro.
I'm an emotional person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, me
What I
too,
say,
man.
what it is. I'm an emotional person. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
bro.
have a feeling, so
Yeah, bro.
I feel like that really would definitely benefit me on that. I really need to start journaling that.
Yeah, bro.
Back testing is really
Journaling,
what I
get
yeah.
you a whiteboard. You know what I'm saying? Like, lean into this shit. You know what I'm saying, bro? You a trader, bro. You know what I mean? Lean into it, own it, bro. You know what I'm saying? And do what's necessary for you to get to the next level, man.
Hell yeah, man. Cause at the end of the day, man, this little notebook I have here, bro, I still have my son's sonogram in it.
Okay.
It says,
Oh, that's hard.
you know what I mean? I still have the sonogram in it.
Yeah.
Still got my words.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for that state of mind, I write down everything. You know what I mean? Anything that has to do with
Yeah.
confluence videos, webinars.
Yeah.
If I got this book out, I'm watching something that has to get me, back to where I need to be at. You know what I mean?
Right.
Sometimes I jump on the webinar because of the fact that I'm like looking too much at the M5.
Yeah.
I be like, fuck, why am I even doing this? I'm not even supposed to be
Yeah,
on the
bro.
M5.
Know your
You know?
reason, bro. I'm only supposed to be down here
Mm-hmm.
for a couple things, because it's like an airplane, like bro said. If I zoom in, then it's hella details. It's just like when you're on an airplane, I'm seeing cities, I'm seeing the houses, I'm seeing the lights, skyline, all the time. But when you zoom out, all I'm seeing is structure. I'm seeing, the boxes. I'm seeing all type of shit, you know. So that's how you want
Oh
to
yeah.
use it. Same way. If I'm zooming in, it's because I need more detail. I need to see what's going on the ground. If I zoom out, all right, I need to see what's going on in the sky. I need to see the main movements, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, I like that way of thinking, bro. I like that.
Yeah, bro. Got it from my bro, man. Got it from my
Cute,
bro,
right?
bro. Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. Bro turned me into a monster, bro.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
big facts, yo. I be seeing the way you fucking build that account, man. I'm telling you, it's like, damn,
Oh
I want
yeah.
to get to y'all level too.
I'm about to turn up 2021, bro. I'm really about to get. I'm like, cause now I feel like I'm moving into a space where it's like I don't have to really take out my trading account like that. So I'm a really about to just work on building, growing, building, growing, building, growing. Like,
Hmm. I
yeah,
feel the
man.
same exact way, bro. I feel like 2021 was the lesson that I really needed. Like, I can do it. I built that
Yeah,
account all the way to that amount. I can fucking do it.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. And that's
You
all
know,
you need. You can do it once, you can do it again, bro. I promise you.
exactly. That's exactly what it is, and that's what got my mentality right now. With how I've gone that account, I felt like was a real awakening to me because I'm like, yo, that's it, man. I gotta stop doing this little dumb shit I be doing consistently. The M5,
Mhm,
training from my phone, this and that. Like I even have little notepads of my phone that says things I do wrong. You know, when I'm actually trading or
mhm.
when I get that Jomo. I
Yeah,
feel like Jomo gets to me
yeah.
sometimes. I'm like, fuck, it's Monday, it's morning. I gotta do jump on something. You know,
Nah,
and I feel
bro.
like that's
Let that
really
shit speak to you. Let it come to you, man. Let it come to you, bro. Don't chase it. Let it come to you, man. You ain't missing out, bro. Trust me. You're not missing out. Don't have fear of missing out.
yeah, man. I feel like that's why I feel like I got to jump on that too, man. I feel like I suffer from the Jomo. You know.
Yeah,
Like psychologically, I saw that I needed some help. You know,
yeah,
I
yeah. I'm glad that you reached out, bro. Like for real, I feel like this has been a good session, bro.
appreciate that, man. Yo, I appreciate you, man. You definitely taking your time out to help me out. I know you gotta get going too, bro.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, man. They on my ass right now.
man, no worries, brother. Yo,
Yeah,
you hit me up, man. I'll hit you
for
up. You
sure,
know,
for sure, bro. We get right.
I'll, yo, definitely, my brother. I appreciate
I
you. God bless
appreciate
you and
you,
your
man.
family, man.
God bless you too, bro. Appreciate you.
Take it easy, my brother.
All right.